Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another week of me trying to be profitable and earn a payout. This week was a real profitable week for me, and I'd say I grew quite a lot. I was away for the first half of the week, so if the editing is a bit off, I'm sorry, but I managed to roughly get everything done on time. I like how I performed this week, and I think that I'm really settling into this plan and model really well now. I'm happy with the progress I'm making, but I'm remembering to stay hungry. I want to continue growing at this pace, and with that requires even more work to be put in, so of course I'm gonna put that in. With that out of the way, let's get into this week's trades. Alright, looking at the high time today, price was overall traveling bullish, with us having a 4-hour fair value gap plus 1-hour order block, which we were overall respecting, though we were currently returning bearish with the 1-hour order block being respected. And looking at the low time, we seem to be traveling bearish right now, though we can still overall move bullish as price did have a wick sweep of the low on the 15-minute. And going into today, I mainly took this setup because price did form respecting the 15-minute order block from the wick sweep of the lows. And price did also develop a 1-minute shift, which was our confirmation for the setup. And the setup I was really confident in, as we had good confirmation and it was a really clear target, though price did end up plummeting to hit our stop loss for a quick loss of 350. And with the setup today, the main thing I got wrong was not accounting for the in the moment imbalances enough. Price was accumulating while respecting a 5-minute order block for bearish at the time, so we did end up getting the down push. I also got my timing wrong with the setup, as price did revisit the 1-hour order block and sweep the lows again before getting that push up I wanted to catch. Today we looked pretty strong for bullish currently, as we had CPI, which gave us a massive pump up, and we were overall respecting the 4-hour order block for bearish though, as we were still within its range. And looking at the low time frame, we were accumulating after retesting into the 5-minute fair value gap, which was overlapped with the 15-minute fair value gap. And this overlap of imbalances plus the accumulation from price could help us determine a more clear in the moment bias. And with this setup, price did get a shift on the 1-minute, and we formed nicely on the 5-minute respecting a 5-minute order block. And from the shift, price did run really nicely, and we ended up hitting this prominent high and started stalling, which is where I decided to take my trade out for a nice one of 760. With this setup, I did make a mistake of getting entered twice, as I was risking 2 minis. I honestly shouldn't have made this much today, and I know I was lucky that price moved in my favor. I do think that the setup was alright, just the overall execution could have been better where I was risking just 1 mini. Alright, for today we did seem pretty bullish on the high time frame overall, and we were moving at all-time highs, and we're still continuing with the sentiment. And looking at the low time frame, we had some bullish confluences like the 15-minute plus 5-minute order block, though the formation was quite weak. And going into the setup, we ended up respecting the 15 plus 5-minute order block, and we had a shift on the 1-minute, which was the 1-minute fair value gap inverse. And price also retested the 1-minute high-low golden zone, which added on to the confirmation. We had clear targets with LRLs to the buy side. Price did get a nice pump initially, which is where we moved to break even, though price ended up getting a shift lower, which stopped us out at break even. And I think today's setup wasn't bad. It was a trade with a clear bias and setup, just that price didn't end up running in our favor, which is okay. It happens sometimes, and you can't win every day. Alright, so the high time seemed to be quite bearish after the PPI news data came out, and we did develop a massive imbalance above which we could look to see as a target, as we also had a wick tap into the high time imbalances below. And we were also accumulating, so we can wait to see a shift from this range before going for a setup. Now with this setup, I saw that we were retesting these low time imbalances, and we were holding above this 1-minute highlight golden zone. And since we were holding really well, I waited for more volatility to shift out of the range, which came bullish. I ended up market entering it, and we ended up hitting our TP really quickly for a win of 730. And with this setup, I honestly think it was a perfect mix for analysis with confluences, market sentiment, and candle power. The only thing I would really change is letting my winners win, because I was initially planning on targeting higher, and price did end up tapping that, but I instead went for something more confirmed. I don't think it's bad with what I did, but I think I could have had more confidence if the setup is really good like today. Alright, going into today, we seem to be pretty chopped as we were ranging overall, though we were retesting this 4-hour order block and respecting for bearish, and we also had a 1-hour bearish fair value gap, so in the moment I can see bearish. Taking a look at the low time frame, we are currently moving bullish on the 15-minute of us respecting a order block and inverse fair value gap. 5-minute however was stalling and failing to break past this 5-minute order block, so that aligns with the high time frame. Going to the setup, we did end up having a shift to the sell side from the market open on the 5-minute, which gave us some confirmation as well as a shift out of the range. We ended up accumulating from the shift, which we shifted out of again to the sell side on the 1-minute. We got a slight retracement to the 1-minute imbalances for bearish and had a positive reaction from it, so we could enter with confidence. I ended up securing a quicker TP today for a win of 360. And the reason why I only went for a smaller TP today was because I was still feeling unconfident overall. And I think that was from the price action earlier, which made me think that I wouldn't take a setup today. Though after seeing the move play out and noticing how it followed my plan, I decided to take the setup with confidence, which worked out well in this case. Alright, so that about does it for this week. Overall a real great week as I did really well with taking clean setups that followed my plan. For me, the reason why I recognized that I got this amazing week was because I stuck to the plan and executed. I didn't let fear or doubt come in. I waited patiently for the setup to form before going for a setup. Another thing was refining my analysis process as I kept thinking that my process can be a lot more refined. I ended up finding the pieces I needed, which was mixing candle nature with my confluences that I kept an eye on as my key levels. Using a mix of these two pieces, I can get a better read, as using candle nature I can see how price is reacting to the imbalance and how plausible a setup I think of actually is. This analysis process has allowed me to take a lot more better setups and given me more confidence to execute on my setups. And it's not some holy grail, but it's something that's worked personally for me. Another point was staying hungry and continuing to work regardless of how well I'm doing. I think it's really easy to fall into complacency when you're doing well, which is why I'm always reminding myself to stay hungry, stay disciplined, and continue to work hard if you want to maintain these results. And that mindset has helped me maintain this game. But yeah, otherwise that's about it for this week. So if you guys are interested, check out me and my friends Discord. It's just a chill place for everybody to talk and grow as traders, and we're all on the same path to become the traders that we want to become. So join up if you guys are keen. But yeah, that's about it for this one. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.